Sony is known for being extremely pro-consumer when it comes to video games. A lot of people flock to the PlayStation brand for a long time now based on the idea that what Sony offers them is the idea of being first-class citizens on their gaming platform. This includes exclusives, this includes the ability to buy and sell used games, to trade used games, and this really paid off well for them with the PlayStation 4 versus the versus the Xbox One, where Sony made the ingenious move to do that little video where they show you how to share used games, coming at a time when Microsoft was really coming under fire for their lackluster vision of the future. Funny enough, we're in that future now where everybody seems perfectly okay with the idea of pretty much not owning anything, but I digress. But back on topic, and since that point, Sony has really been kind of out there and well known as this company that does the right thing for everybody. And that hasn't really changed much. But I do think we are starting to see a little bit of some damage to that perception with what's happened lately. And this bit of news right here is kind of bad news for the actual PlayStation fans and PlayStation owners. I wanted to get into this because I feel like it's a good follow-up to something that I was talking about previously, and I really feel like Sony should maybe respond to this and come up with some kind of solution as to why this is happening and the way that it's happening. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting topic. Can't wait to get into it. Hey there everyone, I'm the Crap Gamer, and of course this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly maybe even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means the world to me. I know you're all so busy with school, work, family, friends, all that kind of stuff, and it really just doesn't mean a lot that you guys come out and watch the videos. If you wouldn't mind, please leave a like on any video that you watch. It really does help out. I spend a lot of time with these videos and put out daily content, so honestly, it helps the channel to get seen, helps things to grow. If you guys could do that for me, much appreciated, much love, in fact. And I just think the world of you guys. I've appreciated all the positive feedback, and you know, honestly, it blows my mind, to be quite clear. So anyway, I did a video not too long ago, maybe a few weeks ago, about a game called Martha is Dead that Sony was cutting content from. Now, I said, listen, you know, we don't really know the whole story, but it is wrong if they end up cutting content that realistically other platforms aren't cutting. Meaning it's nothing that's, like, I guess the way to put it would be like illegal or anything like that. Then I think that it would be foolish to do that, right? That's what ratings are for, right? As fans, we look at these things and we say, oh, well, okay, that's what the ratings on the games are for. Leave it up to people to decide if they want to play something or not. Don't edit things out and, you know, cut things out if you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand the thought process of how that kind of works. But it, you know, again, now we have a little bit of a better idea of what they're cutting, and the game is getting reviewed and things like that. And people, for the most part, like the game. It's getting some mixed reviews, but like for a horror game, for what it is, people are really, really kind of talking about this, and it's getting a lot of attention. New indie horror game Martha is Dead is out, and according to this article, which I'm going to link in the description, you can check it out. It's a scary good time according to it, but unfortunately PlayStation owners won't get to experience the developer's full vision of the game. As we learned earlier in the month, Martha is Dead is partially censored on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, and now that the game is out, we know exactly what moments Sony actually objected to. Okay, now this is a little bit of spoilers, so if you don't want to get spoilers, then, you know, you might want to turn off the video or something along those lines. But as many suspected, a scene present in Martha is Dead demo in which you're peeling, you know, you're pulling a same type of deal that Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of did, you know, and you're wearing a face. Yeah. So as well as another scene in the game's ESRB rating where you cut open something, and I'm not going to put that in here either, but they were subjects of Sony's ire. Both scenes are still in the game, but they're no longer interactive. Developer LKA is also offering a fully censored mode that removes these scenes altogether, as well as other scenes depicting heavy topics such as self-harm. One thing that may raise eyebrows is that while Martha is Dead's violent scenes are still present in some form on PlayStation, mere references to the term masturbation have been cut altogether. The content is limited to dialogue. You don't see anything, but they're made in reference to patients at a psychiatric hospital, which apparently deemed inappropriate. LKA's founder described the content that was cut for references. Patients were compulsorily admitted and is basically where they spent their lives. They were total institutions like prisons, restricting every facet of a person's life, such as masturbation, which is one of the few things patients were able to do. In terms of a specific scene in Martha is Dead, the player walks in a field dotted with huge crosses and mask-wearing dolls hanging from them. A voiceover narrates the experience of living in an asylum, commenting that there was one young woman who would pleasure herself all day long. So yeah, like it's a typical horror type thing. I don't want to get too much into it, like I said, because it could be construed as spoilers and things like that. But it is totally kind of weird that Sony would kind of try to cut these things out. Some of this stuff doesn't even sound like it's too over the top or too scary. I mean, listen, Sony has horror game. I mean, did anybody play Heavy Rain? It was a heavy topic, and a lot of heavy scenes and things like that. And then we have these types of situations where this type of stuff keeps happening, where people keep talking about things that are going to be edited out. I'm against censorship. Like, it doesn't matter who does it. When Microsoft had turned down Heavy Rain based on the heavy type of topic that it covered, I was upset about it. I'm like, this is wrong. Like, listen, as long as it's not something that is, illegal or whatever, then why would you cut it out? I don't understand why that happens. And I would also point out that I'm against, it's like, again, even in the world, and you don't want to get too much into it, but it's like when you play a World War II game and they cut out the Nazi symbols. Like, listen, whoever's gonna that's part of history. It doesn't make sense to remove that stuff because it happened. You know what I mean? And with this, it's like, it's a video game, and it's a horror game, and their vision is for this to happen in it or whatever. They're warning people. They give you a way to sort of back out of it, avoid it if you don't want to see it. But I don't understand Sony's deal with kind of cutting that. I feel like that's disingenuous to the actual fans, and I hope to see less of that in the future, especially if it's just something like this. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal at all, so I don't understand the thought process behind it. But you guys might feel different. Maybe you feel I'm being lame. I know in my original videos, a lot of people maybe kind of disagreed with what I was saying when I was mentioning that I felt like Sony was in the wrong for this. I guess it really just kind of comes down to how each person feels individually. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know what you think. You can sound off, rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up. As always, Crap Gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer, out.